Subscribe for more videos and dive into the world of science with us. Today we're embarking on an aquatic journey into the realm of oceanography, the science that embraces the deep blue and all its mysteries. The ocean, covering over 70% of our planet, is a living entity that breathes, changes and nurtures life. It's a world teeming with diverse ecosystems, home to a myriad of species and a vital part of Earth's climate system. Oceanography, therefore, is not just about studying the ocean, it's about understanding our planet and our place in it. And the exciting part? You don't need a submarine or a science degree to explore this marine world. With a pinch of curiosity and a spoonful of DIY spirit, anyone can dive into the fascinating science of the sea, experimenting right from home. Ready to get your hands wet? Let's dive in. First up, we're creating a homemade ocean current. Now you might be thinking, how on earth do we do that? Well, it's simpler than you might imagine. All you need are a couple of household items, 2 plastic containers, some hot and cold water, food coloring, and a barrier of some sort. Let's dive right in. You will start by filling 1 plastic container with cold water. Add a few drops of blue food coloring to make it look like the deep blue sea. In the second container, heat some water to a nice warm temperature, not too hot, mind, we want to keep it safe. Add yellow food coloring to this container. The contrasting colors will help us clearly see the movement we're about to create. Next, place your barrier. It could be a piece of plastic or cardboard in the middle of a larger container or a bathtub. Pour your cold blue water on one side and the warm yellow water on the other. Then carefully remove the barrier. Watch as the warm and cold water start to mix, creating a current right in front of your eyes. But what's the science behind it, you ask? Well, it all comes down to differences in temperature. You see, warm water is less dense than cold water. When the barrier is removed, the denser cold water rushes under the warm water, causing a current to form. This is a small-scale demonstration of how temperature differences in the ocean can create currents. In the vast ocean, these currents play a crucial role. They distribute heat around the globe, influencing climate and weather patterns. They also transport nutrients, helping to sustain life in the deep blue. Amazing, isn't it? How simple differences in temperature can set the entire ocean in motion. Next, we're exploring how carbon dioxide affects ocean acidity. This experiment is a simple yet fascinating glimpse into the profound effects of human activity on our oceans. For this, all we need is a glass of water, a straw, and a pH indicator. You can easily find a pH indicator online or at your local science supply store. Let's dive right in. First, fill your glass with water. This represents our ocean. Now add a few drops of the pH indicator to the water. The color change will help us observe any changes in acidity. At the start, your water should be a neutral green, similar to the natural pH level of the ocean. Next, take your straw and blow gently into the water for about 2 minutes. This simulates the release of carbon dioxide into the ocean. As you blow, you'll notice the water changing color. It'll shift from green to yellow, indicating an increase in acidity. This process is exactly what's happening in our oceans right now. The science behind this is quite straightforward. The carbon dioxide from your breath combines with the water to form carbonic acid, which increases the water's acidity. This is known as ocean acidification. Now, why is this important? Well, increased acidity in ocean waters can have devastating effects on marine life, particularly shell-forming organisms. The extra hydrogen ions in the acidic water react with carbonate ions, making it harder for these creatures to build their shells. Over time, this can lead to a decrease in biodiversity and disrupt the balance of marine ecosystems. The experiment we've just conducted is a small-scale representation of a global issue. It's a clear demonstration of how our actions, such as burning fossil fuels and releasing excessive amounts of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, can impact the health of our oceans. So, while our experiment might seem simple, it carries a powerful message about the fragility of our marine ecosystems. As you can see, even small changes in acidity can have big effects on our oceans. Subscribe for more videos. Our final experiment will show you how to test the salinity of water. This is a simple yet fascinating activity that you can do at home using just table salt, tap water, and a hydrometer. Let's start with the materials. First, we have the table salt, which is our source of salinity. Next, we have tap water, which will serve as our ocean water model. And finally, we have a hydrometer, a device used to measure the density of liquids, and in our case, the saltiness or salinity of our water. Now let's move on to the steps. Begin by adding a few tablespoons of salt to a glass of tap water. Stir until the salt is fully dissolved. This mimics the process of how seawater becomes salty, as minerals like salt are washed into the ocean from the land by rivers. Next, we'll use the hydrometer. Simply lower it into the salty water. The hydrometer will float, and the level at which it floats will tell us the salinity of our water. The denser the water, meaning the more salt it contains, the higher the hydrometer will float. So what's the science behind all this? Salinity, or the amount of salt in water, plays a crucial role in ocean circulation. This is because salt water is denser than fresh water. When ocean water freezes at the poles, it leaves behind salt, making the surrounding water denser and causing it to sink. This sinking and rising of water creates ocean currents which distribute heat around the planet and influence our climate. And there you have it, a simple way to measure the saltiness of water, just like marine scientists do. This experiment not only gives you an understanding of salinity and its role in our oceans, but also a taste of the fascinating world of oceanography. Remember, science is all around us, and sometimes it's as simple as a pinch of salt. So there we have it, 3 simple experiments to explore the fascinating world of oceanography. We've created a homemade ocean current demonstrating the ceaseless movement of water bodies. Then, we've seen firsthand the effects of ocean acidification, a pressing environmental issue that's disrupting marine ecosystems globally. And finally, we conducted a DIY salinity test, a straightforward but effective way to understand the saltiness of seawater and its significant impact on marine life. These experiments have given us a glimpse into the vast and complex realm of oceanography, a field that holds the key to understanding our planet's health. The oceans, making up over 2/3 of Earth's surface, play a vital role in climate regulation, biodiversity, and human livelihoods. By diving into marine science, we are not just satisfying our curiosity, but contributing to a broader understanding of our world. Remember, science is all around us, and you don't need a lab coat to explore it. Subscribe for more videos and keep diving into the world of science.